When I was in grade 12, I had a high school teacher that used to challenge me. He used to say, Kendal, what are you doing after grade 12? He was happy to be my high school volleyball coach. And then he used to plant seeds of hope throughout the year. He'd say, Kendal, you should go to university. And I thought, university? Like, guy's crazy. Like, no one's ever gone to university in my life. It's like, you should go. I could see you becoming a teacher one day. Hey, I could see you becoming a coach at the school one day, coaching with me. Now I'm starting to believe him. Kendal, you should apply to university. I applied. I didn't get in the first time. Second time I got in. My love of sport took me from grade 12 to playing volleyball in college in Alberta. I go play there for 2 years. I come back to Saskatchewan, to Saskatoon, the university. I get into the education program. The first time I wasn't successful. During this time, I meet my now wife, who we share 2 children. And throughout our time, we have our first child. This is over 14 years ago. My son will get mad at me if he knows I'm showing this to you right now. He's a 14-year-old. But I want to share this picture with you because we didn't have a whole lot of photos at this time. This is the time of the rise of the BlackBerry, and we all know what happened there. But it was a time where, you know, you're lucky to have a camera phone, any kind of camera. And my son was watching his dad trying to build a business. First one fails. The second one had a purpose, it had a mission, it had a story. And it was a story of how one kid helped another person, how a family helped the person, and now that person is able to help many, many, many thousands of other people around the world now. Ripple effects. I said to people, I want to create a clothing brand that would give back to youth the way I was helped by Johan and his family. I want to do that to a lot of people, especially Indigenous people. All I had was an idea. I had no blueprint. I had no business training. I had no speaker training, no nothing. I was the shyest kid in the back of the room all throughout high school, all throughout university. But I had a dream. And I took that dream and I started to compete in business planning competitions. The day my son was born, I pressed enter on the first business plan competition. I show up to this business pitch event. There's judges on the stage, how they have on Dragon's Den and Shark Tank, very similar. And I had to learn to do a business pitch. And the only thing that I knew I can do at that time was to tell a story. Everyone has a story. Your story can uplift, impact those around you. Don't make the same mistake I used to make and say, well, no one's going to want to care what I have to say. Who wants to hear my story? Shift it. The world needs to hear your story because you can literally save another person's life by sharing how you've overcome something, how you helped someone, how you grew. And it just happened to be the third turning point event that I'm going to share with you. The third turning point event, my friends, in this apartment, I didn't know how I was going to pay for Pampers, formula, or rent. We found ourselves downtown Saskatoon lining up for welfare. During that process, I got triggered. This light bulb went off. It was a low point, but it had to happen in order for this to happen. Oftentimes, we discount what happens during our low points. Why does it happen? Well, oftentimes in my experience, these low points bring out the best of us. We have to go through them to become and uncover something that we're meant to uncover so we can grow into the leader that we're meant to become. Business person, entrepreneur, teacher, mentor. So I remember halfway through that process, my son's in the car seat. I said, Rachel, to my wife, I said, let's go back to our apartment. I have to talk to you. We stopped everything. We go back to our apartment. And I said, Rachel, I have this idea. If you support me, I will do everything I can to make this business a success. I don't know how, but now's the time, and I need your support. She nodded, and off I went. And we grew it from that apartment to this office, one more. To this kiosk within 3 months, one more. To this storefront. And throughout this process, I'm learning how to hire people, how to work with people. I had no training on this. I'm just going I'm learning as I'm moving forward. And as time goes on, we're continually opening up shops. I'm working, and nonstop, now we have 2 children. This, my friends, is what makes every obstacle worth it. Your families, your loved ones. An elder once told me, if you follow these 3 things, your life will be purposeful. He said, always put Creator first. After that, you go back to your home and you make that a priority. Your spouse is the second most important relationship you're going to have in this lifetime. First one's God, Creator, however you're taught to pray. Your relationship with your spouse is going to determine how successful you become. They will support you during times of need. Your duty also is to your children. How you lead and work with your children as leaders, once you step out of this bubble, you come into your towns, your municipalities, you're an extension of that whole line that we just drawed. When we're happy at home, we're happy at work. We're happy as leaders. Always make it a priority. Getting better at that, eh? And as time goes on, we're growing. Going from retail to online. Here on this slide, the second most important part was the impact we were making. We helped thousands and thousands of youth since the time of this brand becoming a reality. I started coaching club teams before I had any sales. I was coaching our Nichi-Gear club teams, volleyball and different sports. Then we started to partner with people, align ourselves with individuals. And then the next part, we were able to help through bursaries. We started to empower Indigenous youth to go into post-secondary. I didn't realize this, but I'm going to tell you this because I asked this past week and I was visiting my mom. I said, Mom, who was the first person in our family to ever get a degree? I didn't know until this past weekend I was the first one in my family, my whole lineage. Stopping cycles because someone sacrificed for me to have an opportunity. These ripple effects allowed me to help other people have opportunities. And it opened the doorway to meet some of the world's greatest leaders. People like King Charles, he was Prince back then, gave him a medallion, Shark from Shark Tank, Trudeau, and the next slide, your current leader. Getting a chance, this is 10 years ago, back when one of our first locations. He was launching his book at this time. He just happened to be in Saskatchewan. I said, hey, do you have time for a coffee? And you know what? This leader that you have is very special. Every person is chosen. Every person has something. All it takes sometimes is one person to create a ripple effect, one act of kindness to create a ripple effect in this world.